Right now in Seoul, South Korea, there is a brand new elementary school. It was built 2 years ago. It has smart classrooms, a modern playground, and space for 300 students. But only 27 children showed up on the first day. This is not an isolated case. Across South Korea, more than 3,700 schools have closed in the last decade. Not because of funding, not because of war, because there are no children left to fill them. South Korea is disappearing, and the entire world is watching it happen in real time. Let's talk about numbers first. Every country needs a fertility rate of 2.1 to maintain its population. That means every woman needs to have about 2.1 children on average. The United States is at 1.6. Japan is at 1.2. But South Korea? South Korea's fertility rate in 2024 dropped to 0.68. That is the lowest number ever recorded by any country in modern history. To put it simply, for every 10 women in South Korea, fewer than 7 babies are being born. The population is not just shrinking, it is collapsing. In 2023, South Korea recorded more deaths than births for the 4th year in a row. The country's population peaked at about 51.7 million. By 2100, the United Nations predicts it could fall below 24 million. South Korea could lose more than half its people within one lifetime. So the question everyone is asking is, why? The answer is not simple, but it starts with money. South Korea is one of the most expensive countries in Asia. The average apartment in Seoul costs about $900,000. A young couple earning average salaries would need more than 15 years of saving without spending a single dollar on anything else, just to buy a home. Private education costs, called Hagwon fees, are among the highest in the world. Many Korean parents spend between 20 to 40% of their income on their children's tutoring alone. Raising one child in South Korea costs an estimated $310,000 from birth to age 18. That is more than almost any other country on earth. For many young Koreans, the math is painfully simple. They cannot afford a child, so they don't have one. But money is only part of the story. South Korea has one of the most brutal work cultures in the developed world. The average Korean works about 1,872 hours per year. That is nearly 200 hours more than workers in the United States. Leaving the office before your boss is considered disrespectful. Taking paternity leave can permanently damage your career. Many young men and women simply do not have the time or energy to date, marry, or raise a family. There's even a term for it. Young Koreans call themselves the Sampo generation. It means the generation that has given up on 3 things: dating, marriage, and children. Some have expanded it to the Po generation, giving up on 5 things, adding employment and homeownership to the list. And then there's the gender divide. South Korea's feminist movement, called 4B, has gained massive global attention. 4B stands for 4 Korean words that all start with bi, meaning no. No dating, no sex, no marriage, no childbirth. Thousands of young Korean women have joined this movement. They say the system was never designed for them. They say marriage in Korea means losing your career, your independence, and your identity. And they are choosing to walk away from all of it. The South Korean government has noticed, and it has tried everything. Since 2006, the government has spent more than $200 billion on programs to increase the birth rate. They have offered cash bonuses for having babies, up to $7,500 per child. They have offered free childcare, tax breaks, and housing discounts for young parents. In 2024, the government even created an entirely new ministry, the Ministry of Population Strategy. Its only job is to fix this crisis. None of it has worked. The birth rate keeps falling. Every single year, the consequences are already visible. Thousands of schools are shutting down permanently. Rural villages are turning into ghost towns with no one left under the age of 60. The military is struggling to find enough young men to serve. South Korea currently has about 500,000 active military personnel. Experts warn the number could drop below 300,000 within 2 decades. For a country that shares a border with North Korea, this is not just a social problem. It is a national security threat. The economy is slowing down. Fewer young workers means fewer taxpayers. Fewer taxpayers means less money for pensions, health care, and infrastructure. By 2060, nearly half of South Korea's population is expected to be over 65 years old. That would make it the oldest country on the planet. South Korea is facing something no government has ever reversed: No country in modern history has recovered from a fertility rate this low. Not Japan, not Italy, not Spain. Once it drops, it never comes back up. Some experts call it a demographic death spiral. The population falls, so the economy weakens. The economy weakens, so life gets harder. Life gets harder, so even fewer people want children, and the cycle feeds itself. Tonight in Seoul, the streets of Gangnam are alive with neon lights and music. K-pop is dominating global charts. Korean dramas are watched in 190 countries. Samsung and Hyundai are household names on every continent. From the outside, South Korea has never looked stronger. But behind those neon lights, the maternity wards sit empty. The kindergartens are locking their doors for the last time. And an entire generation of young people has quietly made a decision. They will be the last. The world's most advanced nation is going silent. And no amount of money has been able to change their minds. If this story made you think, subscribe to Country Decoded. Because some stories never make the headlines. But they should.